Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we did it. We got the jelly fruit. How do you... just bite into it or like... Okay. They use just this thing off. That's not working. I have to do it the not really.
And so I'm trying to be really careful about that. I just want to explain to give some context into my mindset at the time, because I have seen some comments today that are well, no, she's racist, white nepo baby, a little spoiled brat, and that was not my situation. And my parents were addicts, so I was adopted by my grandparents when I was 10, and I grew up with them from that point on. And as is true for a lot of grandparents, they're a little bit less progressive than a lot of us are now.
Oh my God. I can't watch that because it's nauseating. It's really, it's nauseating to me. And all the sympathy, of course, that I could have for you for being the target of cancel culture and the outrage mob, all the sympathy goes out the window when you apologize. So you deserve it.
There's been this white one going crazy. I guess it's supposed to be coconut or something.
Now I can't defend you anymore because you're not going to defend yourself. So, and then she throws her own family under the bus. As part of this, the rest of the video goes on like that. She attacks her grandfather for being a right-wing conservative man who listened to Fox News all the time. Apparently, Fox News reported that George Zimmerman acted in self-defense, and even though that was clearly correct information, it was still bad for her grandfather to have Fox News on because Fox News is on, the wrong team. And these are the people who adopted her, and she blames them for this. Just pathetic. Again, this is what these kinds of mobs demand. You have to demonstrate your fealty to the ideology over everything else. Truth doesn't matter. Your own family doesn't matter. All that matters is that you grovel and submit.
I want to try the pineapple.
She had a whole series of apology videos for some reason. They went on and on, apologize for it. Daily apologies. There's also another video from Schofield's podcast host, a woman named Hannah Mongo. It's a podcast that's called Canceled, which is fitting, I guess. And on the podcast, and probably Tana, let's say, goes into some detail about how the tweets were horrific, and on and on and on. But apparently Schofield is being let back on the podcast now that she's apologized. Now that she's affirmed the lie that George Zimmerman didn't act in self-defense, she can keep her job. So now that she's affirmed, now that she's signaled that she's dumber now than she was 10 years ago, she's allowed back into the fold a little bit. There's one last case I want to talk about involving the YouTube star MrBeast. Now that the stuff recently, MrBeast has a lot of problems right now. His trans-identified co-host, Chris Tyson,
did he say MrBeast?
Sending sexually explicit messages to his child. And given that MrBeast defended that co-host for years, and given that a lot of other credible related allegations are coming out, there's no reason for anyone to ever allow themselves to watch MrBeast video ever again. But what I'm talking about now is reporting from CNN about a separate incident. In a video reportedly filmed around 2017 that we circulated over the weekend, MrBeast, his real name is Jimmy Donaldson, 26, is seen responding to a viewer who commented about selling black people. The most I would say is probably 300, Donaldson says in response. In the clip, Donaldson also repeats a homophobic slur from the commenter and instructs other viewers to stop using the N-word in their chat. So these are comments that this guy made when he was 19. He's joking around with his dumb commenters who are engaging in, dumb, edgy humor. In fact, he's not even really coming up with the edgy humor himself. He's just repeating what his fans are saying. And we're supposed to care about this 7 years after the fact. This humor is supposed to be scandalous, even though it's harmed precisely no one. There's an obvious contrast here between this fake outrage and the Chris Tyson story. With MrBeast's approval, Chris Tyson promoted his lifestyle to an audience of children. He also allegedly had very inappropriate sexual communications with children. There was no joke or humor in any of that. That was the intent. did a lot of damage. On the other hand, MrBeast joking around with his fans 7 years ago didn't hurt anyone. No one thought about any of it, until now. And that illustrates a broader point, which is that one of the roles of these outrage mobs is to gin up fake hysteria over things that don't matter, so that people don't notice what's happening right in front of them. But here's the truth.
More candy, Kelton.
We are a country where racism is so uncommon that outrage